Pure madness at wholesale, baby. Madness. Nothing short of sheer madness, and almost a solid quarter century of it for me. Madness existing long before I got here and remaining when I depart. So being that it is omnipotent, I've let it reign. Much like the sun, it never goes away. It never disappoints, argues, or fails to show up for supper. Sweet madness like death that brings an end to the mundane formalities. It ends the inner age of old to be reborn in a new form like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Dolce, dolce muerta. Bring forth the madness. But which aspect of it? It comes with so many preconceived masks. The beginning is as good a place to start as any. Was it madness that we were all raised to worship the bull and fear the bear? To be so thoroughly saturated with nonsense that we believe this rubbish about pieces of paper holding true monetary value as opposed to an article of true and arguable equity? Or is it madness that we were made to find the truth out on our own? Was it madness that we were made to watch the world at war ceaselessly in one corner or another in the name of God, politics, and money? Or was it madness to believe that we could actually stop it with our petitions, essays, protests, blood, sweat, and tears? Well, maybe not madness, but naivety and youthful optimism are truly what killed this cat. Curiosity is for the uninformed, the non-self-reliant. Madness. It came and went with the strike of a match or the flicking of a lighter. Sanity was dismissed like the outer cellophane, then the inner tinfoil on a new package of cigarettes with about the same frequency. Inhaled, snorted, dissolved, shot, and drank straight up and down. Regardless of the knowledge possessed against such frivolous pursuits of the new, like a moth to a flame, those purple neon lights are just too damn beautiful to be torn away from. Behind those lights there's always a door, and through that door is backstage access, the life sideshow, and oh, under the big top it's grand. So many people with their facial scars and troubadour hearts, stories as old as time itself, juggling chainsaws, juggling conversations like chainsaws with foes more dear than their wives. All trying to forget the pain that life can deal out by reminding themselves of the fleeting joys they've shared. Was it madness, the inability to fight the allure, or is it madness that one relies on the gutter for emotional support through foul seas? Madness, sweet, sweet madness. It brings gifts disguised as bad news, though not always. Sometimes it takes your car full of everything you own, thousands of dollars, and more dope than you can smoke in a year, or you're out eating a dinner that you didn't want in the Mission District, only to let you discover your vehicular absence, causing you to walk from one end of San Francisco to the other, finding it with all your gear fully intact in a tow yard. Madness then drives you to convince the owner of said tow yard that you have far less money than you do, so after you spring your car free, you use the leftover money to get "Please Kill Me" tattooed across your chest. And like a rose grown in hell, you understand that you've never seen the sunrise over San Francisco before, and that it's far more beautiful than anything you've seen in quite some time. Much like God, madness works in funny ways. Madness will make you stay in an awful relationship for a few years too long just so you can learn how you can never want to be again, and how you should never speak to other human beings the way you did. Sometimes madness will allow you to see the diamonds within the coal. Thank Divine Mother Madness for we orbit around the sun, and that our Earth is round. It's easier to find yourself in transit. I used to live my life on the move. Shit, I still do. When your surface is round, travelability becomes infinite. Wheels rolling, pounding pavement through that two-lane blacktop to heaven. Wheels rolling thunder like eternal tumbleweeds, praying for 2,000 more miles of desert highway and white walls on the horizon. Indigo midnight morning glory shining down from the moon like stratospheric laughter with promises of good fortune. Have faith in the madness. Headlights like eyeballs stare out like dinner plates at the oncoming traffic, wondering where they're headed to and why they're leaving. Wanderlust. The sun glares out over the top of the mesas, chasing away the moon and dissipating the fog. Joshua trees stretch awake and yawn, awaiting another day's momentum, like a television drambling transmissions from Mars. It's 3,600 miles from Maine to San Diego. It's 3,600 exquisitely maddening miles. It's only as fleeting as one's memory wants it to be. Sometimes I feel like a walking photo album, collecting more scraps for my book with every passing mile. Bad memories like full service stations are few and far between, but in history, they were ample. Mom always did hate diesel. She never could stand it. But we've come too far to stop now. The radio loses signals going through the mountains. You turn the static down low and take another long pull off your cigarette, and you let the electricity of the silence envelop you like the Encinitas surf, so close to your heart that you can smell the salt air. Remember red tide at moonlight or the bonfires at Tower 12 in the lagoon? Madness, incomparably illustrated madness. Summers spent running around barefoot at Jennifer's Pueblo, smoking pot with Liliana and Jennifer's mouse Elefante. riding pros in the courtyard grass or sharing wine and French cigarettes on the front terrace. We would make tacos from scratch in the dirt-floored kitchen, falling asleep on the shore just because I had the power to make one feel infinite. Holy Mother Ocean, and thank Divine Mother Madness, oh unto you we pray. It's for you, it's all for you, all that sonic hymnal that Raven Passage and I composed over the course of years. The collected Polaroid photos, filled notebooks, and broken hearts like torn ticket stubs, they never go away, they only get sweeter with time. The radio has come back on the air. Bob is calling down the gusts, singing Black-Throated Wind. AM airwaves will never be outdated. It's quiet in Colorado if you're in the right spot, but it can also be the land of embraced madness. If only the sun-drenched California coast knew what a real good time is. Mountain ranges of madness. Only madness would allow such a beautiful mass like the Rockies to house NORAD. Wait until they figure out what's happened when we've planted Doja all around their precious base on Mother's Earth. Madness like an empty bag that was once filled with cocaine. The sun straining through the shutters and your lifeless soul scrambling for one more hour as darkness amidst your squalor of empty bottles and cigarette butts with 3 soiled rubbers in the tub. You shake it off, young man of long miles. It's only a ride. Though we must remember that at these speeds and at this altitude, it'll all cause motion sickness. Pay no attention, but make note that you can feel the gears shifting at every turn. Relish in it. Not many know the true feeling of further, nor do they embrace the beast. It's madness, baby. It's pure madness. 6 more miles to the graveyard with Hank Sr. riding in the back. It was always a seat of choice. Singing your She Done Did Me Wrong blues, and all she did was set you free like that acid you dropped at the beach when you were 18. You said you'd never seen the water shimmer like a million broken mirror balls, or dancing the tango like a holy woman fresh out of an orgasm. You hop a train to higher consciousness and build it up like a repertoire. Bear in mind, the wise smile upon death's knock. So let's take an opportunity to go daydreaming back to the madness.